Hi, this is the final presentation for Natalie for our web application Trippy. Major accomplishments, worked on creating form validation for adding FAQs with view a date, created the FAQ page where information is displayed with a field to search, a field for an admin to add new FAQs, and a field to contact the administration, working on creating a new FAQ table in the database and adding new items from front end that are saved in the database, creating dynamic functionality between the FAQ page with the table adding, removing, and displaying, and making sure adding an FAQ is for admins only. So let's go ahead, log in as a regular user. We'll navigate to the FAQ page. This is what it looks like for a normal user. You can search the FAQs, you can contact the administration, you as an admin. You have a lot of more functionality here. You can delete an FAQ, and that updates in the database. You can add an FAQ, and you'll see all the requirements here with view a date. So no less than 50 characters, no more than 100 characters, and this field must be filled in. So you see that? And add that. And it updates here. So that lists dynamic. And yeah, again, this is the admin only page. We have our view date validations there, and I earlier showed you the user functionality.
Hi, my name is Tommy Walker, and I'll be going over my final presentation and my major accomplishments. My first major accomplishment was being able to create user login functionality. So, my second major accomplishment was being able to implement flight information search capabilities. Also, I implemented being able to create a trip list. I implemented being able to allow the flight to be saved to a specific list. And generate links to other travel sites. Alright, thank you.
Hello, my name is Utsa Robbie Walters, and here are some of the major achievements that I have done over the course of our project Trippy. Successfully configure login page so that a person can log in. Here I'm going to go ahead and enter my user email and password. This is for my own personal account, so now I can go ahead and log in. A flight information can be saved successfully to a trip. To be able to do this, a person will have to go ahead and enter information. We'll go ahead and go to Denver. Here, a person is just gonna go ahead and create that list to save to. So we'll go ahead and call this Denver trip. Go ahead and create it, and now a person is going to be able to save this flight to this trip. For a future accomplishment, I'm also gonna go ahead and save an interest. So go ahead and do Denver and museum, search for interests. I actually selected zoo on accident, and I'll be able to go and save this as well. Flight information can be sent to as an email. Um, and so if I go to profile under my saved trips under this Denver trip, I can go ahead and send a summary email for this flight. And I should be able to receive that email here shortly. Trip information can be viewed under a user profile. And so here for this particular trip, you can see flight information and other interest information. Here we go. Here is that email that is just sent currently. And then additionally, we can go ahead and delete a trip as well. That is all. Thank you so much for watching.
This is Andrew King, and these are my major accomplishments for the final presentation of Capstone. So major accomplishment 1, I created a utility that allows admins to view lists of all registered users, reset account passwords, and delete accounts. So we have the web app running right here. So I'm going to sign in as an admin. And then if I go to user list, it'll show all the users that are currently in the database. So if I query the database, we'll see that everything matches up. And the last entry is Mike, and the last entry is Mike. And then major accomplishment 2, I implemented dynamic functions that connect the admin webpage to the database for account management. So if I move back over here and I look at admin@a.com and I click on delete and then OK. If I recheck the database, we'll see that the account at A is gone. I'll do one more time with user at A. And you can see that it's deleted. And then I created a search by interest utility that allows the user to enter a destination and interest and receive a list of recommended places and activities. So if I go back to the home page and I do interest, and then let's just pick a destination. We'll say Orlando. And let's do theme parks. And then search interests. We'll see I get a list of activities you'll love, and it's related to theme parks in Orlando. So Universal, Magic Midway, Magic Kingdom, Islands of Adventure, Hollywood Studios. So they're all related around theme parks in the Orlando area. And then let me just switch it. One other case, I'll say Chicago and museums. And then we can see museums in Chicago. And then the last point is reformatted the homepage into search tabs for a more organized user experience. And then we can see right here, I divided the homepage into tabs. So if you want to search by flight and hotel or by interest, it's a more organized experience for the user. Thank you.
This is Morningstar Cornell with a final presentation for Trippy Travel. My major accomplishments were navigation using the view router. That is the navigation bar here. And then I help with front-end authentication for logging in, logging out, and validating user roles. And with that, it allows you to hide or show elements depending on the user roles with functions for the front-end authentication. So if we log in as a regular user, then you can see the logout button. That changes with the role account. Here you don't see any admin privilege things. And then I created a help form that users can submit questions to an admin. That's this form here. And that will post a help to the database so that when you're logged in as an admin, you can see a list of questions. We'll do that. So let's log out, log in as an admin. You can see here we have extra things that show when you're an admin. We'll go to the fact page and you can see the list of help questions that have been posted. You can also, only admins can delete and add facts. That was accomplished with the front-end authentication functions that were made. I created an about page that shows the team members and their roles. And the ability to search the FAQ items. So we go back here, we can search for update, we can search for price, it shows, and then validation of users' login credentials. So if we put in an incorrect username or password, we get a validation saying we have entered an incorrect email or password. Those were my major accomplishments for Trippy Travel over the course of the sprint. All 4 sprints. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Papa Jiao, and this is going to be my final presentation highlighting the different achievements I've had for this project. And here we go. So my major accomplishments, I added a profile page that was used to store various information about the user. And when we started the project, we needed a profile page so that the user can access his information. So it's right here. So this page was what I worked on. And here we can see there is the user name, the description for the user and whatnot, and different tabs so that the user can see his different interests and whatnot. I was responsible for having this page. I added a way to edit the user information, so I also added this button right here, which was allowing me to edit the name and whatnot of the user. So we can have the user modify their name if they have to, and also the description, CS student. And here, this button also. I wasn't in charge of the saving function to the backend, but I was in charge of adding this on the front end and all this interface. I implemented a way to get hotel suggestion and display information depending on the user that I input. So here on the home page, when we are looking for a trip, like let's say from OKC to Denver, for example, or Orlando, and we click on search airport, it will find the airport, and I basically was in charge of this button, the find hotel button, which will basically take the destination. It will take also the time. So let's say I'm gonna check in there and I'm gonna check in then, and I go ahead and find the hotel. I was the one responsible for this function, so it will find a hotel in Orlando, and it will display basically the hotel name, the destination, the hotel rating, the price, and whatnot. And so I also was responsible for creating a random button that set up the user up for a trip already planned out. So here, when let me just refresh the page to clean up all. This button right here, I was the one responsible for it. And so when the user goes ahead and just click on this take me on a trip button, it should return basically an already planned trip destination, a hotel there, and also flights for that destination and whatnot. And so that's what is this for. Let me click on it again, make sure that it's going to display something. And here, there you go. It takes a little bit time to load, but yeah, so this find a trip for Sacramento, and the hotel name is Wolf Family Wolfville Hotel, and it's a very bad hotel apparently, but it gives you the address, the price per night, some flight info, Frontier Airline when it's gonna depart and whatnot, and that I was responsible of too. So those are my contribution through this project. Thank you very much for watching.
Hello, this is Russell Hayworth, and these are my major accomplishments throughout our final project. I added the ability for unregistered users to be able to create their account. So we can go to the register page and create an account. I also added a form validation framework that was utilized for the user creation process and other forms throughout the website as well. So specifically on this form right here, we have validation so that we get proper input for our user details. Passwords must match, and then we create. I also created attractive and informative user feedback modals that accurately will give the user feedback whenever they make some sort of call to our API. Okay. I also added the ability for a registered user to completely delete their account from the website, so I'll go ahead and show that right quick. So if we go up here, go to delete account, and then we can delete our account. And yes, we can go ahead and delete it. And now if we try and log in again, that's incorrect. Can't log in any longer. I also created the process in which a user can reset their password by receiving a password reset email and a reset password link. So if I was to type in a real email address, then if it exists, then the chosen email will get a reset email. And here's our reset email. And then we can go ahead and change our password. Go to password 123. And it was successful. So now we can log in with our new password. And we're good to go. All right, thank you for watching.
Hello, this is Muhammad Rehman, and this is my final presentation of the major achievement that I have achieved during this final project for the Team Trippy. Here is the list of my major achievement. Created the event page where user can navigate to see the upcoming events. So if you go to the events page, you can see right here that we have all the events listed. User can follow events on events page. So as you can see, all the events have a follow button. And if you press the follow button, it will say followed successfully. User can comment on the events. So if we go right here and we type a comment, I will be you can see that the user can comment on the events. User can also delete his comments. As you can see right there, the comment has been deleted. User can see the list of followed events to go back to the event information. So if we go to the profile page, we have a tab over here that says followed events. You click here, you can see over here that the user has followed 2 events. And if you click the followed event, it will take you back to the exact event. Admin can create new events, edit and delete existing events. So we will just log in as an admin. So right now we are logged in as an admin. You can see that the admin can add a post, event name, Nations Cup 2020. Let's just say Google and image. Let's just get any image. So we put the image here, and as you save, you see that the event has been created. If you go down, the admin can edit the event as well. Just change the name and the date to 2022. We will save this. As you can see, the name and the date has been updated, and the admin can delete existing events as well. So if the admin hits delete, it will delete. And as you can see, the event has been deleted. And those are all of the things that I've achieved in this project. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vincent Nguyen, and this is my major achievements for the Project Trippy. So for the major achievements, I create a recommendation page that separates the destinations into tabs. So here in the recommendations tab, if I scroll down, we are in the worlds tab at the moment, and over here we will not see any destinations that are inside the US. And if we go to the United States tab, here in this tab we will only see destinations within the United States. So we have Florida, New York, and Utah. I created a forms page where you are able to post a form with or without a picture, and that information will be stored into a database and displayed onto the page. So if I go over to the forms page, over here we can already see posts already been made. And if we go over to the database and we select the top rows, here we can see that the first row here matches the first post, second row matches the second post, and the third row matches the fourth post. So if I create 2 new posts, one without an image and one with an image, and if we scroll down here, as you can see, title 4, November 21st, 2020, post 4, and the username that I am logged in as at the moment. And we can see here title 5 and then the image that I selected. And if we go over to the database and then we reselect the top ones, as you can see here, we have 2 new posts over here. We have the post 4, title 4, the username and the date, and the same thing as the one with the image. I also made it possible to create comments for new posts. So if we go over to one of the new posts here that already has a comment, we can do a new comment, and then we click reply. A new comment will be displayed under the previous comment here.